Imagine this: you're sitting in a room with prominent business people of your current company. You're there to learn about a new project you'll be in charge of for the next few months until it reaches production. As the first speaker starts the presentation, all of the information starts showing up in another language you've never seen before. The speaker isn't speaking English, and you're supposed to be taking notes and following along. Don't you wish you knew what was being said? Would knowing this language be to your advantage? Clearly, the answer is yes, but learning new languages can be challenging, especially for someone who hasn't learned any other than their native language. As the business world continues to shrink due to technological advances, this scenario becomes more and more of a normal occurrence, and being able to communicate in other languages becomes more valuable and desirable. The need for foreign language education to start at an early age is important to the success of people in the expanding global market. The earlier one starts learning, the easier it is to pick up. Although English is predominantly spoken in the United States does not actually have any official language, whereas other nations around the world do. Have you ever traveled somewhere for work and not been able to communicate as easily? Or like in the opening example, have you ever been in a meeting and not been able to understand what was being said because the presenter or other members were not English speakers? According to the CIA's World Factbook, English is only the third largest language spoken, at 4.6% of the global population. Mandarin Chinese makes up 12.2% of the world's language, followed by Spanish at 5.8%. Both Arabic and Hindi follow English at 3.6%. Foreign language education needs to be funded and to be brought back to schools starting from an early age. Foreign language skills are necessary for many jobs around the world and have become more important to companies looking to expand or keep up in the global marketplace. Having multiple language skills can be very beneficial for those looking to work for companies that have counterparts in other nations. In the United States, the federal government has been cutting back educational funding for foreign language programs, as mentioned in an article by D. Altshuler in Forbes article called America's Foreign Language Deficit. While 91% of high schools offer some foreign language courses and have not seen any change, middle schools have seen a decline from 75% to 58%, and elementary schools too have dropped from 31% to 25%. Looking at an infographic, also shown in the link below, compiled by Diesel in the United States, the number of bilingual citizens looks deficient at 18%, when compared to the European Union, which has 53% bilingual citizens. Additionally, students in the EU study another language for nearly 9 years, while students in the United States average only 2. As technology continues to grow, the world becomes smaller and communication amongst people from all backgrounds becomes more common. Therefore, only knowing one language will be less desired. There are clearly benefits to learning additional languages, including improving test scores like math and critical reading and writing for the SATs, but even after education, bilingual and multilingual workers can earn 5 to 20% more at their jobs than those who only speak English, again shown in Diesel's infographic. There is a way to make the government take notice. Petitions for government funding to be put back in place for foreign language programs in schools, starting with elementary schools, can be signed and sent to the school board and superintendents or county board of supervisors. By petitioning for the government to reinstate funding for foreign language programs, the education system will be able to support these programs and enhance the future of its children. By requiring schools to teach a foreign language, students will be prepared to learn about another culture, build stronger relationships with people from other backgrounds, and be able to adapt and succeed in global business. The plan would be to address the various levels of education in a progressive manner, starting with the early childhood level, as this time period is where children can absorb and learn the most when it comes to language skills, as mentioned by Dr. Meyer's article about language development in children. Education needs to include foreign language courses starting from early childhood and made a graduation requirement, at least for high school and possibly into college. Focus on early education facilities like preschool and kindergarten first. Then follow with grade school, middle school, and high school. But funds need to be allocated to these programs to develop and grow them. Starting with early education, introduce a second language that may be relevant to the area. For example, if the school is in Southern California, Spanish may be most relevant, whereas in Chicago, many different languages would be relevant, depending on the area of the city. Programs for grade school levels to continue improving language skills with basic things like vocabulary for everyday items, games, and other fun activities should be implemented to allow for the progression of the language development. Programs geared toward grammar, speaking, and listening for the middle school age range should help prepare students for high school learning and more in-depth learning. Foreign languages are important to personal growth, career growth, and understanding of the global marketplace, and petitioning to regain government funding of programs is important to the growth and success of the United States in the global market. Again, there is a deficit of foreign language skills in the United States, and starting from early childhood is the best way to ensure that students gain these important language skills and position themselves well for the future. Foreign language studies are important. They can improve test scores, improve learning skills, create better job opportunities, and enhance the lives of people looking to work or travel, either locally for a foreign company or abroad, by being able to communicate and build better relationships. Foreign language programs need to be funded by the government again, and bringing this back to the attention by signing petitions for local support would help this cause. Take every opportunity you can to learn a new language, either for personal growth or for work. There are apps for phones now, like Google Translate, which is a free one, and Rosetta Stone, which you can pay for, that allow for mobile learning and assistance in conversation. If you're interested, join your local schools, and sign petitions to get foreign language education back into our schools.